All right, guys, well, today a little overcast here in Danang. I wanted to give you a walk up the beach. So basically, we're gonna walk that same length of the beach as my other video that I gave you, except we're gonna walk the sidewalk, the promenade, all the way up, and just give you guys a look at what this looks like starting at 8 in the morning. Maybe I'll even get a beer early, which isn't a big thing here, with a couple locals at one of our stops along the way. So let's take a peek and see what you see at 8 o'clock, about 80 degrees here this morning. The city's waking up, obviously, so we're right on this beach road. This is right about where it starts turning into beach here, right up the road. We're gonna start walking this way. We'll see what we get into. Glad you guys are coming along with me this morning. So Danang's kind of interesting. As you start getting to the touristy spots of the beach, and I'll give you a reference point here on a map, but you know, that Mayan Holiday Beach area is really what we're coming up to. But you can see how the infrastructure, it gets very, very local, and then it starts to immediately turn into hotels. The walkways get a little bit nicer. And you just notice that this is really what they try to spotlight of this city. This is, like I've said in the past, this is where the tour buses are going. This is where everyone wants to dip their toes in the water. This is the scenery, right? The mountains with the Lady Buddha, the beautiful water rolling in. This is the scene that everyone wants to say, hey, I experienced that. And rightfully so. They're promoting the hell out of this. But I think it's interesting to take this walk and just see. So if you notice, we are starting to hit the promenade for the beach right here, okay? There's some building going on here and you can kind of see the ocean in the background. But just look at what's across the street. So you've got some, you know, very industrial looking, right? Some abandoned right here. I don't know what this was. Not sure what this building is, but you know, pretty beat up, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, you start getting into this. So we're gonna walk down a little bit more. This is kind of the start of it. You can see the ocean through the, right there. And we'll just walk down and see what we get here. Again, about 8 o'clock in the morning. Reason I do these early too is I figure the people watching this channel, I don't need to get a bunch of video of people sitting on the beach enjoying themselves. I try to get you the natural scenery here before everyone gets up out of bed and gets down here and starts, you know, making it home for a few hours. So I want you to kind of see it without all of that. I'm sure you can picture that. We all can, what this beach looks like when it's filled up. But I like to get out here early too. It's a lot cooler filming these. And I think you guys get a better look on an honest look at what's going on. There's a tour bus right there, so you can see it's filled. They're going to take a left, most likely, and they are going to take them up to the I Love Danang sign, which is part of the beach video where we actually walk the beach. If you haven't seen that one, I encourage you to watch it. So what we're doing here is we're actually going to walk up alongside where we were over here, right? We were on the beach walking. Now we're, instead of being on the beach, we're just going to walk up the street here. And I just want you to see, like, this is what you see from the main road. Obviously the beach is behind all of these things. So yeah, let's walk up here a little bit more and we'll give you a reference point, and we'll start at Holiday Beach, Mayan Beach, right up here. Once we get up to this, looks like a dump truck or some sanitary workers here. So I'll click you back on when we get there. Should be noted too, just wanted to, there are some beautiful churches here too. I know Buddhism is pretty prominent, but look at this church over here. I'd love to explore this at some point. All right guys, so this part of the beach was actually, I ran up here and filmed it the last time, but this is the walkway coming down, and you can see, you know, it's starting to wake up a little bit. I just want to give you guys kind of a 10-12 minute look at what this looks like when you're walking down here. So looks like there's some waves out there today. We'll peek over here again, probably, I don't know, 8:15 right now. But take a peek, you got some people doing yoga. Right, some people have already found their palm tree for the day. But people out here still doing their workouts. Looks like it's gonna be a little hazy and probably burn off today, but this is what we see, right? First thing in the morning. Get 8:15, walking down. City's starting to come alive. This is kind of the promenade, right? So this is My Anthong area is all right back over here, right? This is Holiday Beach. Okay, there's a failed Holiday Beach hotel right across the street, but this is, for all intents and purposes, called My Okay, if you're looking on the map. All right, so I guess there's a beach library here. It's kind of a neat concept. I don't know if it took off, but maybe you used to be able to leave a book here and then return a book. I've seen stuff like that in the States. I don't know. Here we go. So we're gonna keep walking. Again, you got people working out. You got people out there doing your stretches. I've noticed this, like, and I think as you get a little bit older, if you get your hips and your shoulders and stuff moving, you do feel supercharged for the day. So like these walks, selfishly, while I film them for you guys, they get my blood flowing. You can rent these bikes here if you want. Give you a look at the thing right there in case you want to check that out. You can rent those for the day. You can do some surf lessons. So again, right here down here in My starting to wake up. You remember we looked at those beach chairs from the beach the last time. Just giving you the street view here. Got some coconuts for sale. Cruising along, we got a pretty good pace going here. So a lot of these little carts that they have set up here aren't open yet. I'm gonna see if I can stop and get a San Miguel on draft. Sorry, Mom, I'm doing this for the success of my video channel, not because I want a beer at 8 in the morning. But I do want to show you guys that everyone is so jet lagged here and so out of whack because you're 12 hours different from the United States, right? That walking into a bar right here on the beach and getting a beer at, I don't know, 8:30 in the morning is not frowned upon at all. So tried to get a beer here the other day. They only have Budweiser and Hoegaarden. If I wanted that, I'd be back in the States. So if you want that, they have that. Starting to get into more of what I told you. Like you start to get the surfers showing up. You start to get these little coffee stands opening up. Hi. And you know, people are starting to open up their businesses. These are all ready to go. It looks like they got to put the mats on these chairs. People getting a couple photographs down there. Hopefully you guys are able to see this, but it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Really nice. So I do want to give you this if you want to look this up on the map. If you want to night swim, that would scare the heck out of me. I'm gonna let you look this up. You type that in, you can night swim right here, apparently. There you go. Didn't even know that existed, but I don't know if I would do that. I gotta tell you, water's beautiful here. Quick story, I saw them pull out a jellyfish that had to be, I don't even want to guess on the weight, right? Probably had to be, I don't know, it was huge. This was a grown man taking it out of the ocean, and he was using both hands, and it was heavy. So I wouldn't, you know, if I'm in the water here, I want to see what's in the water. I don't want to be in there at night trying to figure out what just hit my leg. But if that's your thing, have at it. You can night swim. Kind of a nice look at Lady Buddha through the trees over there. All right, let's keep on going down and we'll see what else we get into. All right, guys, continuing to walk here. Let's see if I can go in at 8:30 in the morning and get a draft. Let's just randomly pick. Hey, they have kegs right there. Let's randomly pick this bar right here and see what we get. We'll be right back. So you can find nice draft beer on the beach at 8 in the morning, probably 8:30 now, but they're making coffee, they're pouring beers. I'll give you a little shot of this when I leave. But look at this backdrop. Got all of that going on, and a cold beer. Again, Mom, this is just for research purposes. My people out there needed to know if this was possible, and I'm here to tell you it's possible. By the way, San Miguel, pretty prominent here too. Pretty solid. I do a lot of Huda and stuff, but this San Miguel, if you've never had it, I would encourage you to try it. It's a really, really good beer. Draft is, you know, this big draft was like $1.50. So we'll knock this out and we'll continue on our walk here. But getting beers in the morning, not a problem. So we're gonna continue down here. Got the old Highlands coffee right here competing with Starbucks on the next block. I think it's funny. And I gotta say, if Starbucks people are watching this, you guys are getting your butts kicked. Highland, which isn't even great, really that great anyways, but Highland, you can see the business there, right? Versus the business there. I mean, it's night and day, right? So, Starbucks getting your butt kicked. And let me tell you, there's other great coffee here. Go to these little carts and stuff. Save a bunch of money. Way better. They take care of you, and it's, yeah, gonna cost you $1 as compared to probably $5 over there, and I don't know, $4 or $5 over there. So, just walking down the beach here. So you got San Miguel Light. This one I haven't been able to find yet, but I want to drink that one. We just had a regular San Miguel, which I think is over 5%. And Mom, if you're watching this, I didn't even finish it. I left half of that beer sitting on that bar. Did not have the need to finish that, just left it and walked away. So good for me. Got some guys starting to surf out here, and businesses are starting to open, right? Hopefully we don't get a copyright thing here on this, so I'm gonna try to zip by these guys pretty quick. But we've had these guys in the video before. This is Caribou Coffee. Highly recommend them. And we're starting to get into that part of the beach that I named the playground, if you remember, where it starts to get wide. If you haven't watched that other beach video, please do it, because this is a different perspective. But there's Caribou Coffee. Okay, this is you know, you start to get your volleyball here, start to get guys kicking around soccer balls, all of that. So this is a wider part of the beach down here. Get some massage stuff. Actually saw someone getting a foot and leg massage the other day. Julie and I were at the beach. Looked pretty good. So again, surf schools, you know, shit's starting to wake up here in Danang. So as you get down to this, you know, quote unquote, the playground part of the beach here, this does start to widen out, and the promenade, if you will, I'm calling this the promenade, but the promenade starts to widen out as well. And just to give you perspective, right, so there's a seawall here. I'm trying to show you that. There's a seawall that right here, you're probably up, I don't know, 5-6 feet. Look how wide this is out to the street. So your proximity to the street starts to come back. Some big businesses here, obviously. Seafood, huge, right? Get some great seafood here, but this starts to widen out, and right about at this point. So if you're looking at the My Khe Beach sign, right? Which, by the way, starts way down there, but this is kind of the center of it, right? Even though we broke this up into sections, this is still My Khe, right? So wide part of the beach here for your kids and stuff like that. So I'm, again, giving you a different perspective from up on the promenade rather than walking the beach looking back up. So figured this would allow you to see some of the amenities as well. So, a lot of these little carts here that, you know, will serve you a burger or some coffee, whatever it is that you need, pizza. So you can walk up and get some stuff. I recommend, you know, get your coffee from these people, get your drinks from the little chair people down here, whoever you're renting from, because I'm sure they're making a couple dong on a beer, which is great. So you want to support them. But if you need food, just go in the Grab app, grab your food, pin yourself, walk up to the street from your beach chair. I mean, you could literally walk from there, meet the guy right here, grab your food, walk back down there, and eat it right on the beach. And it'll be piping hot. Piping hot. Here's some of these workout machines we talked about. These are fixed, so these are in concrete. We've seen some people early in the morning using these. I don't know beyond the chin-up bars what they really do, except probably get your hips moving like we talked about, and, you know, just get your blood pumping. I think that's really probably what they serve to do. I don't know if you're really building any muscle using them. You know, growing up in the Nautilus age, I don't know what they, how good they are, but they are good about getting you out of bed, having you come down to the beach with your buddies, right, and getting the blood flowing. So that can't be a bad thing. So as you hit this sign, right, keep in mind, this is one of the 6 most attractive beaches on the planet for Forbes magazine. Some would argue that. I think it's probably in the top 10. I'll let you know after we travel fully, because there's some other beaches we're gonna see. But I do believe just the scenery that surrounds it, it really is, it's gotta be in the top 10. Just for how big it is, how long of a beach this is, and the backdrop. You know, you get the mountain out there, surrounded by mountains here with a Buddha looking at you. I mean, it just is a picturesque setting. It doesn't get much prettier. And I'll tell you this, being down here probably 100 times now, and walking this and experiencing this, and then sitting in the sun there and having those quiet moments, you know, just with Julie, this never disappoints you. If this is all you did is get up and come to the beach every day here in Danang, order some food, walk, maybe take a walk down this in the morning, you're gonna have a great stay, man. It's a great city on the beach side, especially. Really like it. A lot of really good food. A lot of good food that's not Vietnamese too. We found some great Indian restaurants here. There's some good Italian here. We had a great meal yesterday. Didn't have my camera, so I couldn't review it, but Little Italiano had a great meal there, and it wasn't expensive at all. That's down in Am Thong. I'll try to list that in the video here, but yeah, I mean, this is never going to disappoint you. So yeah, we're gonna continue to walk down here. So you're starting to see they're getting their chairs out. They'll start renting all this. They even rent floaties right there, or you can buy them for your kids. So if you miss bringing some floaties, or I don't know how well they'd work out in the ocean here, but if you forgot to get them, it's there's still an option here. So let's keep on walking down and see how this thing wakes up. Again, one last shot here. Here's your tour bus, right? If you want to take a tour, you can explore Vietnam that way. I don't recommend it. I recommend doing some research, getting out, exploring it on your own. They're gonna pipe you to the restaurants they want. They're gonna grease the palms of their buddies. And you're gonna miss a lot because, you know, you just are. You're not gonna go down that alley or, you know, see this guy creating whatever the hell this hook is. You know, so there's a benefit to that. And do you get to walk this? You know, are they just letting them out? They run down to the beach, jump back in the bus, and then, you know, do they ever get to walk down the full length of this? So my recommendation is come, have a light plan in mind, but don't have a rigid plan, and just go with it. You run into something you want to do, go do it. You run into something that you don't like that you had on the list, cut it short and go do the next thing. This is brand new. And this is what it's really funny this is here. I just got finished telling Julie, if someone came over here and did this right, they'd put those high-end Costco, kind of those Costco weighted umbrellas there with the nice wood chair. Look at that. And this is really weird that it's here. And then a raised deck, I said, where you could have food being served up here, so you could walk up from your chair, right? Walk up from the chairs right down here and come right up here and have your meal, and then go back and lay in the sun and get out of the, essentially get out of the sand while you're eating. And sure enough, I think my phone, or we were bugged, because this was, what, 3 days ago, and then here it is. So just to give you a reference point, if you're looking for this, because this will probably be a success, right? If you're looking for a reference point, look for the Koto Club, K-O-T-O Club. It's this big castle looking thing. Haven't figured this all out, but if you look at Koto Club, you're right across the street from this. And I would imagine you just rent these by the, I have not seen any signs here, but I would imagine you just rent these for the day, and then they'll give you a menu down here, and then you're here laying out for a couple hours. You jump in the water, and then boom, you want to eat lunch, it's right here. This is brilliant because you get up out of the sand, and so here's your playground, and then when it's time to eat, you come up here, especially if you got kids, right? Really hard to eat on the beach. So let's continue. Sing Chow, how are you? No, I'm good. So, I don't know if he was selling me his motorbike or asked me if I needed a ride, but so Sing Chow is hello, hi, basically. So you'll hear me say that quite a bit. Lets them know that you're friendly and that there's a little respect there, like you're trying to say hello in their language. So as we continue to walk down, right? Beautiful. I'm telling you, these are going to be a success right here. So I gave you the right across from the Koto Club. That could be a winner right there. Let's keep on walking down and see what we see. You'll notice this widens out quite a bit. I know I'm talking a lot today. So easy to do that too, because there's so many things to point out. I'm experiencing it. I'm seeing it, smelling it, hearing it. You know, the wind's hitting me in the face. You're trying to see this on a screen. You know, we're in your living room or at work, in the bathroom, wherever you're watching this. So I'm trying to give you as much as I can, but it's hard to, how do you narrow that down and give you just enough, right? Hopefully you're seeing enough here where you're like, hey, you know what, I definitely want to go to Danang, or at least I want to go explore Southeast Asia. This is what you're going to see. So you can see how safe this is too. We talked about safety in our Q&A video. Look at this. I mean, dude, this guy running right here is, you know, pretty good sized guy, tall guy. Guys my size, dude, you have no worries anywhere in this entire country, man. I'm telling you, you have your family, your kid with you. It never even comes to that. People are friendly, they are hospitable, they're kind, they are welcoming. I'll let you know if that's true, you know, as we go to the north, because we're going to take a trip to Hanoi. I would imagine that stays the case. But, you know, the safety here, look how safe this is. And you'd be just as safe at night walking this with your family or with your wife, whoever. So this is a good shot of it right here. Kind of everything waking up. Not sure what the hell is going on here. Looks like they may be weeding. But this is how weeding is done here in the Nam. And if you're wondering where that was, because you're gonna walk this and not be sitting in one of those buses, this is the spot right here. You can look this up on a map. This is where I'm standing, right here. Let's keep on walking. So we're starting to get back up here where the I Love Danang sign is. Maybe able to see it right there. We'll take another shot of it. The rest of this moving up, going to the north up here, I'm gonna walk up a little bit for you, but we'll get up to right about East-West Brewing, where I let you guys know from that point north, the beach gets really local. No real amenities up there. You're pretty much watching fishermen. Guys are throwing nets in the water and all that. So we've kind of walked the strip. If you're coming and staying in a hotel, we've kind of walked the strip. The beach you were seeing right there is probably where you're going to end up, one of those spots. And hopefully this promenade walk, you know, has given you some additional info on what looked right for you and your family, or yourself if you're coming over alone. Once you get up to this and you get a little further north up here, where I'm going to just walk it because I'm feeling good today and it's nice and cool out. So once you're at this Danang sign, the I Love Danang sign, you're going up north a little bit. You know, you get up to East-West Brewing, that's pretty much, and there's the I Love Danang there. So it's pretty much, once you get to that and you go any north of East-West Brewing, it's going to be, you know, you start getting into the local rural stuff. I want to make sure I let you guys know, I don't hate this spot right here. It's just very trendy, but it's actually beautiful because you do have some good restaurants here. I mean, you do have great coffee spot there. Ton, who I mentioned to you, works right there. Do some great coffee. Seafood is abundant right here. But you got to remember, you're gonna be standing around a lot of people who are getting bussed in and stuff like that. So if you're okay with that, great. So we're just gonna keep on walking down here. By the way, sidewalks are, you can drive them, it's optional. I gotta tell you, if I had a license here, I would be Mad Max Thunderdome, man. I would be, whatever your brain is telling you not to do, if you do it, it's kind of the customary thing to do. So got some little coffee shops here and stuff opening up, so you know, yeah, everyone's kind of waking up for their day here. So guys, I did want to, I've had some of you ask, like, okay, where do you think, if we want to be kind of near restaurants, all of that stuff, where do you think we should be? And I've answered some of you guys, but I want to get you this shot here. You got the Seafront, Paris Deli Hotel, Canvas Hotel, the Diamond Sea, the Maximilian, the Mount Safi, that's MTSAFI, Mandela, the Bell Madison. And if you're seeing these, the signs are at the top, obviously, but did want to kind of show you guys that any of those that I just read off is going to put you right across from access to the beach like this. So if that's what you're looking for, you're just a little bit north to the sign there, you want some restaurants that cater to your beer and drink needs, right? You want a big open pathway down to the beach. You want access to some Western food, but you also want to experience some Vietnamese food. Okay, there you go. Stay at one of those I just read off, and you can walk across the street in under, I bet it's under 100 steps, and this is your view. All right, I don't want to get a copyright thing with the music going on here, but you know, this gives you an idea, right? This is straight across the street. You know, you have to walk across one street and you're here. So I recommend that if that's what you're looking for. If you just want to come here for a week and you want to, you know, just go to the beach like I mentioned, lay out, order some grab food, go back home, take a shower at one of these hotels, and then get up and go out to dinner, do it. I'm gonna try to get you a look at the rest of these here. Do it. Absolutely do it. You got Mandela. You got Chicklin is the one with all the kind of the green growing on it. That's kind of an interesting hotel right there too. I wouldn't mind checking that out. I've never been in it, but I've read good stuff about it. Oh, there you go. So we're walking down here. The other cool thing about any of these right here, and I'll just give you a scan right here of all of them. Okay. Any of these would work for you if that's what you're interested in doing. Diamond Sea, I've seen a lot of people coming out of too, and it looks like a very nice, it's right there next to the canvas, to the right of the canvas. Nice balconies up there facing the ocean. You are across the street, but who cares? You're going to be at the beach. You don't need to be looking at it from your hotel room when you have this beach access right across the street. So any of these would work for you if that's what you're looking for. And keep in mind, these are all tour buses, so this is where they're bringing everyone, but that doesn't mean it ruins it. It's just know what you're going to be around. I'm gonna give a shout out, see if my boy watches this, to Guy in Shreveport, Louisiana, who I used to work with a long time ago for that company right there. He would be super stoked, from the way he trained me back in the day, to have that sign right there in Vietnam. To have that Budweiser sign there, amazing. In my opinion, amazing. That kid should have got a raise. So shout out to Guy if you're watching. Here we go. So we've walked down to East West Brewing, and you've seen me do several videos from here. We love the food here. I love the beers here. I think this is a great spot to take your wife and kids, sit out on the patio and have this as a backdrop. Really like their IPAs, really like their pale ale. I'm super impressed with these guys, and they're brewed out of Saigon. They ship everything up here. I think they may do some pilot batches here, but really good service, good people, very welcoming. Once you get up to this point and you're going north on the beach, you're starting to get rural. So you're gonna get up there. I showed you before in the other video, there's some chairs and stuff as you go up a little bit further. Once those chairs end, you know, it's pretty much going to a rural area of the beach where you're gonna have fishermen nets, people casting lures out there and all of that. So hopefully this walk has given you some additional insight on where you want to be when you come, because this is really one of the things Julie and I struggled with was, all right, which one of these and why, right? Like, do we stay right across from the beach? Should we be somewhere else that's going to make it more convenient for other things? So in our case, it's not a 2-week trip. You know, this is, we have to get groceries and, you know, typical day that you'd have anywhere in the world, right? So, you know, knowing that, we said, look, let's be a half mile from the beach. Let's have proximity to the river and all the stuff that's on the other side of the river, because there's a lot of great restaurants over there and shopping, and their big mall is over there. And then if we want to come to the beach, I call a grab car. It's there in 25 seconds. And I'm at the beach with the family for under $1. So round trip to the beach to go sit on that whenever I want, under $2 probably, at the most $2. And we have access to all of these restaurants over here as well, if and should we want to try any of them. So yeah, if you have any questions, hopefully this has helped. This is the walk from Mayan all the way up to East West Brewing, if you will. After you get past East West Brewing, remember it's going to start getting a little bit more rural. You're going to have some fishermen and stuff like that. That's up where the 4 Points is that we did the video on. I love that up there, but I wanted to show you this walk because this is the heart of it right here. Most likely, unless you're looking for that isolation way in the south, right, or up here in the north, by the 4 Points that I mentioned, you're going to stay where we walked today. So if you have any specific questions or you need some footage of anything here, you know, let me know. I'd be glad to help you out. For today, this is Fam and Nan signing off.